We've got a brand new Tesla app and it's got a whole new look. I'm Frugal Tesla Guy and we're going to take a closer look. Well, just today, when I say today, I mean August 26th, 2021, Tesla released their latest app. And it's got a bit of a whole new look to it, a whole new feel to it, and it's version 4.0. As with anything that changes, there are people that are either going to love it or they're going to hate it, and there are some select people who are going to be the in-between who think, it's okay. Now, there are some changes to the app, and one of the big changes that people like, especially the people who have more than one Tesla. Now, with the old app, you had to have in the app that particular car selected, and the phone key would work, but it wouldn't work for your other Tesla. Now, it doesn't matter which car is selected in the app, your phone key will work with any of the Teslas that you own, and it doesn't need to be selected in this app. But that's, I guess, a big deal. I don't have more than one Tesla, but I'm sure once I get my Cybertruck, I'll probably appreciate that feature a lot better. Now, as I mentioned, it's got a new look to it, but as with anything in the grocery store, you know, you see those products that say, it's got a brand new look, but it's the same great product. Well, that's kind of essentially what this new app is. This new app does have a whole new look, but quite honestly, it doesn't have a whole lot of changes. Yeah, I mean, it's got a few changes here and there, but really, quite honestly, nothing really major as far as I'm concerned. So let's get right into it. Take a look at the app. We'll walk you through some of the changes that we have. And before I open the app, what you'll notice on my home screen here is that it does have a widget. Now, one of the things that I've already noticed about the widget is that it does have the size of, I've got the Stats app widget in there as well. It's got the same size as the, an option for that as the Stats app, but by making it that big, you actually get no new features out of it. So, you know, I don't really want to waste any real estate on my phone. So the square here is pretty much the right size, and it gives you some basic information, the percentage of the battery, where your address is, which, by the way, I'm in some random location. That's not my house. That's why I'm in the car doing this, by the way. And it tells you the last time you opened up the app, which is the latest data coming in. So that's why it's different. I haven't opened up the Stats app. That's why it says 52%. The last time I had Stats app open, it was at 52%. And of course, it's at 43% actually, because I just had it open a few minutes ago. So I can just take it from that widget and open up, and you can see what we're looking at right now. All right, so upon opening the app, the first thing you'll notice is, yes, it does have some changes to it. Now, the avatar, the overall layout, quite honestly, is pretty much the same. You see the avatar is changed a little bit, and it's mainly just the viewpoint from which you're looking at it. It's a little bit higher, and they've also made it a little bit smaller. Now, on the upper left, you'll see it's the name of the car, the percentage of the battery, and of course that will most likely change if you also have it in miles in your car. In fact, I'm going to go ahead and check that right now. I'm going to go into my display here. I'm going to tap distance, and indeed it changes back to distance. So I'm going to put it back to percentage because that's what I like. So that will change. That hasn't changed since the old app. It also tells you the status of your car, that it's in park or if it's driving. Even if the car is driving, it's kind of cool. It shows a road on there. It shows the wheels moving. So if someone's driving the car, you can kind of see where they are, how fast they're going, all that good stuff. Now, in the upper right, you'll notice it's got kind of a profile. You can put a new profile picture in there. And if you tap on that, that's where the old loot box used to be. That was that treasure chest. That is now within here. So if I go into the loot box, there it is. And they've kind of changed up the loot box a little bit as well, but that's where the loot box is. Now it's a couple of presses to get to it. You can go into your settings, you can take a look at notifications, the calendar sync, you can take a look at your inbox, you can sign out. At the very bottom, that's the version of this app, which is 4.0. And then, of course, it's got all the information. So another cool thing is the Tesla shop. So you can go in there and you can basically shop around on everything that you would have online. It's now from the really convenience of your phone. So I think that's kind of a cool new feature where you have a nice little shopping feature in there. All right, back to the main page here. Now the avatar, so if I open up the door, right, as we would expect, that the door opens and closes. That's really about it. If I do the turn signal, I notice the turn signal's not really moving or changing, but it's only when the car is moving. Even when you roll the windows down, I think you can see it from there. It's hard to tell. Kind of dark, but it'd be kind of cool if you could see the windows go up and down. Now, another thing, you'll notice the menus below that. So the menu, like I say, the format's pretty much the same, because like the old one, you had the menu, right? You can kind of swipe up and down with it. Now, one of the things that I've noticed is not only is the avatar smaller, but the font has changed and it's smaller. It used to be all caps, the main menu items. Now they've got it upper and lower case. And everything underneath that, anything describing that menu item, it's even smaller. And quite honestly, when you're the older demographic, such as myself, you just find yourself having a little bit more difficult time reading that. But other than that, it's just a different font and a different look, obviously. Now, there used to be, right below the car, you could lock and unlock your car, you could turn on the climate control, and you could open the frunk. A new thing that's in there is you'll see the lightning bolt. That's, of course, for charging. So at first, when I tapped it, I saw what it did is it, gave me the how much my charge was. And of course, you could control that. And then what I did is I noticed if you tap the battery in the upper left, it will give you the same information. But the difference is when you tap the lightning bolt icon, that will also open the charge port. So that's obviously kind of cool, right? So it's one more added feature that is fast. Now, a lot of people were complaining that, hey, I'd rather have the frunk and the trunk there. I'm not exactly sure, but of course Tesla designs this, so they have their reasons for why they do things, but that is the one added quick feature menu item. All right, so you'll also notice, because I'm in the car, that the media player is in there. Now, when you're not in the car, the media player obviously won't be there. It won't be an option. Now, below that is controls. Now, the controls has changed a bit, and I think that animation is really cool because it's seamless. You've got the avatar, and when you press controls, it then takes you to the car, zooms into you, and then it shows the top view of the car. Now, you can open the frunk. Same thing, you've got to confirm. And of course, since I've got the automatic opening and closing, I can also close it as well. So it says, I can open it. It says it's opened. I can then close it, and that's pretty cool. And of course, I can do the same thing with my trunk. I can open and close it, and it kind of shows you there. Now, since I have the older version, it shows that it's closed again. So if I want to close it, I've got to go ahead and close it. And then I can lock and close it. And at the very bottom, you've got a couple of other features: flash, the honk, the horn. You can also start the car. And this is kind of new, at least in the controls, the home link. And the home link is going to open and close your garage door if you actually have the home link in your car. Where home link used to be, it was actually in the summon, which we'll go into that a little bit later. So below controls, of course, so we just went over controls, right? And it gives you that cool perspective of the car. Now we're going to go into climate. Of course, it's active because I'm in the car and the AC is on right now. Now what you'll notice here is it does show the air blowing out. It used to be the blue color for cold and red for hot. So what you'll notice is now it's just kind of that white color, kind of that milky color to show that the AC is on. Now if I turn on the defroster, it now turns on the heat, and the air coming out now shows, you'll probably hear that. The air coming out is now hot, and on top of that, it shows that red color. So I guess for the hot, they are showing the red color, but for the cool, they just kind of show that milky color to show that the AC is indeed on. Now, of course, at the bottom, you can see you can control if it's on high, you can control the temperature. But what's interesting is vent used to be in controls. Now it's in climate control, and I guess I can see why they did that, because vent is, I guess, some form of climate control. By venting the windows, it may keep it a little bit cooler in the car. And of course, you can turn it on and off from here as well. So that's kind of a different change here. And if you put vent on, by the way, what it will do when you go back to the main menu, it will show in climate that the windows are open. So if you want to close the windows, you just tap that, you tap the vent on the right, and then it will close your windows for you. Okay, so below climate is location, and what's interesting is in the charging menu, you used to have a list of nearby superchargers and even destination chargers. They've taken that out. But what's different about this now is when you go into the location, it gives you a map, and from that map you can see where the superchargers are. So for example, I'm going to head down to the south here, and the closest one to me is actually in Red Bluff. You can see 4 are available as it shows there, and when you tap on it, it shows 4 out of 8 are available and where it is, and then you can actually have the option to send directions to your car. So you would just tap that and then it would send directions to your car. That's kind of a neat feature. I don't think that was in the old one, but I think some people are missing that list that used to be in the old app. That is no longer available, that list. So just be forewarned, that's the case. So that's really the latest on location. There's not much new on that. Summon, I noticed, has changed as well. So what they've done is they've combined Smart Summon along with just regular Summon, and that's all kind of in one. And right now it's taking a little bit time to connect here, but you can see the up and down arrows. Those, of course, just regular Summon. Out of your garage or out of a tight parking space, you can go forward or backward, right? The regular Summon. But then you also have the Smart Summon, then you can push go to target. If you're in a parking lot or something like that, it'll work as most people know it. And of course, it's got the other features in there. It shows where you are. You can also change the map on there as well. All right, let's take you to security. So right now it's showing that Sentry mode is on, I guess because I'm in park here. Yeah, okay. So you can, of course, all the security is there. Sentry mode, valet mode, speed limit mode, it's all pretty much there. Kind of a nice fresh look though, I like that. They've got that, the card there, and it's saying that my phone is connected right now. So that's kind of neat. Below security, you've got upgrades, and upgrades was obviously in the old app. They've, of course, just refreshed the look here. You've got software upgrades, and the accessories, what that is basically it's going to take you to the store, if I'm not mistaken, and it will give you all the different accessories. So it's just kind of another option to go to the store. And then, of course, you can manage your upgrades. I've got premium connectivity. That should all show up on there. There's the autopilot included and the full self-driving as well. It looks like my 5G service is a little low. That might be why it's a little laggy here. All right, now we go to service. Service, pretty much the same thing as well, right? This is where you're going to go if you need service on the car. You've got history of any service. You've also got video guides. Video guides is here now. And of course, you can tap to schedule a service as well from the app. And if you need any roadside service, of course, you can check that out, and you can select the car condition, kind of do the walk, kind of step by step, pretty much like it was in the old app as well. So really no big changes there, just again the overall different look to it. Then when you scroll all the way to the bottom, it tells you your Model 3, long range, how many miles are on it, your VIN number, and the version software that your car actually has here. So that's pretty much the app here. Again, some of the things that I like is just it's kind of that new fresh look. I think everybody likes a new fresh look, and it's just going to take a matter of time for you to really get used to everything that's in this app, where things have kind of moved around, some of the changes, some of the new things that the app is offering. Like I said, I haven't had a whole lot of time to really play around with the app, so there may be a few things as far as new things that I might be missing, but overall I'm pretty happy with it. I think it's going to be just fine, and I also think this is going to be a foundation for maybe some things to come in the future, and it will allow them to make some changes and to add things to this app to make it even better, and especially as people start kind of maybe complaining a little bit or getting a little bit more vocal about some of the things they would like to see. I know one of the things people were really hoping to see with the new app is everyone knew this was kind of coming, was that we would be able to see Sentry mode videos from the phone. That's obviously not going to be an option, and quite honestly, I can't imagine that will probably happen anytime soon, but we'll see. But as of right now, you cannot check out any of the Sentry mode videos from the phone as of yet. You still have to only do that in your car or take the USB drive and put it into a computer. Other than that, looking at this, what I think is kind of neat, again, just some neat touches. that I think Tesla's kind of known for is when you slowly scroll up, you'll see that the car avatar starts to slowly fade out, and then if you slide up even more, then the information on the upper left begins to slowly fade out as well. It doesn't just disappear, it fades out. Again, kind of a nice touch in my opinion, and just the way it kind of bounces around like that, it's a very smooth, intuitive type of design if you ask me. But like I said, it hasn't changed a whole lot from the old app. You had your basic concept, the avatar, some controls below that, and the menu below that. It's just the overall look that has changed. So that pretty much does it. Just kind of a basic look to kind of walk you through. If you haven't had a chance to download the app or it's not available where you are just yet, this will kind of give you an idea of how the new app looks. And like you'll see, again, nothing major, just a few cosmetic changes and a few new things have been added to it. Now, about a year ago, a little less than a year ago, I actually did a tutorial on the latest version of the app. So at this point, that video is now outdated. So what I plan on doing in the next couple of weeks to a month, it'll allow me to do more research on this new app. It'll allow me to play around with it, and then I will do a updated version of the tutorial app on this latest version. And if anything changes in it, then of course that will be in that video. So be sure to be on the lookout for that, especially if you're new to Tesla or you haven't gotten your car yet and you want to be able to really get to know the car and the app in general. I think that's something that I'll be able to do in that new video. But overall, I'll be honest, I think I'm one of the people that's pretty happy with it. It's just going to take getting used to where some of the things have moved around and where some of the changes are. But overall, I think it's fine. I mean, I think I'm actually kind of in the in between people, because I'm not astounded by it. I think it looks nice. I think it's kind of a nice, fresh, intuitive feel and clean, crisp look to it. But you know, could they have done better? Sure. Could they have done worse? Absolutely. So I think it's just fine. But I'd love to know what you think. How do you like it? Are you happy with it? Would you like to see some changes? What are some of the things you would have liked to have seen that this new version doesn't have? I know, like I said, that Sentry mode and being able to see the videos is something a lot of people were really hoping for. Obviously didn't quite happen. I know some people would like to maybe see some more menu items or some more controls of the car on the main page itself. But you know, that's what other third-party apps are for, because there are some apps out there that have all of those features on there, and it makes it much more intuitive. So again, let me know what you think in the comment section below, and we will of course be on the lookout for my full tutorial on this app in the weeks or in the month or so to come. Until then, you know the drill. Like, subscribe, and stay positively charged.